Hello everybody, so I'm sure everybody's seen the video, it's gone viral around the world, of an incident in West Yorkshire with an autistic girl with 7 police officers, just to say. So why did first of all, why did they send 7 police officers to a house? Like, I never seen, particularly in England, again, take for example, there's places in London and stuff like no-go zones because the police are afraid to go down and they won't even send one cop down, let alone 7 of them. They're afraid to go near them. But if you say something against a female officer, and the remark, I just want to say before I go any further what the remark was. And this girl was arrested for it, but thankfully the charges have been dropped. Whatever charges they were going to make of it, it's just literally a comment. It's not even a crime. I don't even know what the fuck were they smoking, these 7 officers, because they must be on high on something. But obviously we know the female officer in general, the person in the video, the female officer must be just an idiot. Let's be fair, like literally an idiot. Because let's be fair, if that's the law, I wouldn't want to see what's happening when people are getting stabbed. Because let's be fair, it's just a common occurrence in London. It's a common occurrence nearly here in Ireland too. The police just don't give a shit. That's real crime. They don't want to deal with real crime. But how dare you say something about, you know, hate speech? How dare you have an opinion or even say a comment? We're going to lock you up. We're going to send the whole constabulary around after you. That's literally the way it's gone, even in Ireland. If you say something against anybody nowadays, if you just make a comment against it, and if somebody's getting stabbed in the road, the whole police will come to your house with the armed support unit and everything. They'll probably send a helicopter and everything, and probably the army they will call in, and along with a few tanks and stuff like that, because you're a dangerous person. Because that's the way society's gone, unfortunately. But yeah, the comment she made was that the female officer there looked like her lesbian grandmother, which I'm sure people would say, what's the harm in that? Particularly because she's autistic. You know, she kind of doesn't understand. Her brain doesn't work the same as an only person and stuff like that, and she probably got a bit confused and thinks that can happen. That's going to happen. That's why people have special needs and stuff like that. You think the police would have been like, you know, we're not bothered. We let it slide. It's only a comment. We should just, it's water off a duck's back. Why should we care? But the officer there took huge offence to it, and I wouldn't know why she joined the police, to be totally honest. This female officer, because if that sets her off, I wouldn't want to see what when somebody's getting stabbed. What happens? She'd probably run away. Because let's be fair, that's literally only a comment. It's not even. I don't even think she directed that. The officer, maybe she did, but she's autistic, and first of all, she's scoliosis too. So, if you look at the video, they handle like somebody that's after murdering somebody, because they just dragged her out of the house. Literally 7 of them dragged her out of the house, and you think she's after killing somebody the way they're going on. But they wouldn't go near somebody in London like that with the stab 3 people. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. They could be afraid of their life. They wouldn't do it. And especially if they were from another country, they would be absolutely mortified to go near them, the police. They wouldn't go near them. They pretend that it didn't happen. They wouldn't even send a cop out, to be totally honest. But yeah, it's a disgrace. And all these officers involved, just to say, they should be kicked out. No pension. As simple as that. It's beyond forgivable. It is beyond forgivable, because this girl had autism. And if you see the video, she was hiding in a cupboard, shaking, and self-harming herself because she was so scared of 7 officers bearing down on her. It's a disgrace. It is a disgrace, and I nearly would say it justifies nearly some of these cops being put in prison themselves. Should be investigated and probably put in prison for unlawful arrest, unlawful. I don't know how to describe it. There's a law, preventing somebody from. You know what I'm saying. There's a law that's you're blocking somebody in and things under duress. I can't think of the word that describes it, but they should really be, that female officer and a few others should be charged with it as a police and should be kicked out. And I would say nearly no pension, to be totally honest. And they should get a job cleaning the streets for the rest of their lives, to be totally honest. And they should be shamed. They should be ashamed of themselves. And particularly because, again, West Yorkshire Police at the moment don't seem to give a shit. They don't seem to give a shit. They didn't even apologise. In a Twitter post there a few hours ago, they said they drop all charges. But what charges? What charges? She literally only said a comment. She didn't even do anything. I wouldn't mind if she'd done anything to justify an arrest, but she didn't do anything. They arrested on suspicion of hate crime. And they said 7 cops to do that. You think they would have been like, she's autistic. I wouldn't mind if it was an ordinary Joe or something like that. Maybe they could justify it. But particularly because, again, the girl has autism. This is what's getting me the worst. And the way they treated her, first of all. It's insane. It's beyond insane. And I'm sure the family, I really do hope the family and even other groups take legal action against these officers personally, and the police, the West Yorkshire Police too, because again, they haven't even apologised. You think they would say, it was a bit over the top what we did, sending 7 officers out to arrest somebody for that. And the way we handled it, and the way we handled her, first of all, with scoliosis with a bad spine, they just flung her around, they didn't give a shit about her. Let's be fair, they just didn't care. They were so hyped up about somebody committed a hate crime, somebody's getting stabbed down the road, who gives a shit about them? But somebody committed a hate crime, we have to throw her, we had to make an example of her, you know. And this is the same with the Western police forces now, even in Ireland. If hate speech comes in, this is my general thing, that the girls would be too busy up in the head about enforcing hate legislation and stuff like that. And they wouldn't be bothered about somebody being robbed on the road, some old woman getting her whole pension taken off her by some armed men. They don't care. The cops wouldn't go to that. They go to somebody that's after misgendering somebody online. And that's idiotic. Like, let's be fair, in society we need people to feel safe going on the streets for so, and going about the day-to-day lives. Somebody calling somebody on the internet, at the end of the day, it has, you could say it's bullying and stuff like that, but if it only happens once, because she only made one comment and the whole constabulary turned up to arrest her. Well, they were there already. Somebody called them before. I think it was an argument or something like that, but I don't think it would have justified any action, or they probably just would. But I don't know why they said 7 of them around. Again, West Yorkshire Police doesn't seem to give a shit about apologising or giving any more information. They're just like, But thankfully she wasn't charged or anything, because obviously if she was charged, we all know the whole thing would have blew up, because you look at the Twitter replies at the moment for the West Yorkshire Police, it's not looking busting for them. Everybody's disagreeing with it. Everybody's just denouncing them as the worst kind of people ever, which I will say these officers are. Not the whole West Yorkshire Police, I'm not saying that the whole, but these officers that were there should have had a spine and said, we're not even go there. We just forget about it. It's water off a duck's back. We let her go. She's autistic. There's no need to do anything. There's no need to, and that's what a decent cop would say. It's okay. We let it slide. We'll not do any more about it. She doesn't understand. Or she just made a comment about her nan or whatever. I'm sure if that was an only decent cop, they would be like, let her go. We're not here to deal with that. If I was a cop, I'd be like, that's. I wouldn't nearly be. I would resign, to be totally honest, if I was involved in something like that. Because it's shameful, and you think the cops, the 7 of them there, you think one of them would have had a spine and said, this is idiotic what we're doing at the moment, arresting this girl and her crying in the cupboard and dragging her out of it. I'd be saying this. You think one of them would have had a spine, had a heart, and said, I'm not dealing with this, and just walk off and say, But again, it just goes to show some of these cops are just off the walkers. Let's be fair. But as I say, we have to be careful, because when this comes into Ireland, this is what's going to happen. Autistic children will be dragged off in the middle of the night. Because let's be fair, that's what is going to happen. This is what they nearly would do, to be totally honest. Helen McAtee and stuff like that, because they don't give a shit. As we speak now, there was 3 British tourists attacking Dublin again, and no Gardaí to be found to stop them being attacked. But if you dare question somebody's gender, we send a whole constabulary around for you. We send even the armed support and everything. We'll come with guns and shoot you if you dare question somebody gender. Don't even use the pronouns. We'll put you in prison for the rest of your life. That's what literally Helen McAtee says. I'm going to lock you up for 5 years. But if you kill somebody in the street, 5 minutes in prison, and then you're out, and then you can kill many more people and things like that. Because that's literally what the justice system is telling you. And this is what they want to do in Ireland. Like, it's already in some parts of the UK. Like, it's a joke. It's a joke. And to be totally honest, whoever's over the West Yorkshire Police should be kicked out too. And should be told, there's your bag, get out. Simple as that. And not even given the pension. I think they should be nearly stripped of a pension. It's unforgivable. This act is unforgivable. There's a few acts I'm very firm in what I'm saying here. Because it's unforgivable. It is really, really unforgivable. It's non-negotiable what happened. There's no looking other way around it. There's no looking the other side of the other way. There's only one way of looking at it, and it's beyond a joke what happened. the only way to deal with it is harsh punishment for the police officers involved. And usually I'm always like, we hear them out and things like that, but there's no justifying. Even though West Yorkshire Police says, oh, there's more, this is only a small snippet of it. It's the fact that they even bothered to do the thing to arrest. That's the thing. It doesn't matter if, and again, particularly if she had special needs and stuff like that, it doesn't justify what they did. Let's put it that way. It just does, and even the comment doesn't really justify an arrest or anything. But in wokeness it does. Thank you.